So I've been stuttering, and I've already said this one, but I'll try it again. Um, if and this is about like corruption in our government. So let's say in the 1880s or in the 1910s or something like that, you had a senator or a congressman or somebody in government, and we were planning on invading Canada. Okay, they were just thinking all those Frenchmen up there have a lot of land. Well, we just we're doing better. Why don't we invade? And our congressman decided to take money from a cannon company. We're talking about the 1850s. We're talking about a while ago. 1850 to 1880 is probably better. But let's say a cannonball company wanted to give money to a politician, and then that politician had to make a decision if we are going to invade Canada and try to steal land. Okay? Back then, that politician would be arrested for taking a bribe for pushing war. Absolutely. If that politician voted to invade Canada, and then you found out he took money from a cannon company in America, they would definitely prosecute him for taking a bribe. But today, would that happen today? Oh no, our politicians would never take a bribe. No. Instead, they would take money from a lobbyist. Wait a minute. Taking a bribe. You got a cannon company giving a politician money to vote to push war to make more money, but there's no stock market really. There's a little bit, but it's not connected because there's no computers or phones. I mean, there is, but not like today. And then today you think about it and you go, okay, so you've got a missile company that makes missiles like Raytheon giving a politician money. That politician votes to invade another country, and, they're just doing it with a roundabout. Oh, so they just call it stock gains and lobbyist money. They pick new words. Oh, that's what they're doing. They're changing language. That's all. Taking a bribe isn't taking a bribe anymore. It's winning at the stock market and lobbying. You took money to vote for invading a country. I made 200,000 this year extra because I voted to invade a country. That's not bribery. That's just being savvy now. That's savvy congressman work. So we're just changing language, and now it's perfectly legal to put the whole country at risk for profit. Back in the 1800s, I'm pretty sure if you took money to push the interest of a weapon company to invade Canada and you got caught taking money straight out, they wouldn't call it, oh, it's just lobbying. No. And there wasn't a large stock market to hide your money and hide what you're doing. With how complicated today's society is, how many loopholes, how many different words we have for things, using our old language to describe a change in language is part of the problem. These judges and these lawyers are going through ancient textbooks or even 1920s textbooks to look at how the laws are based. Meanwhile, the language is changing. I mean, the word gay, you could say that all you wanted in the 1920s. It just meant happy. No big deal. But if you said that today, there are laws in the book about discrimination. You can't go around calling people gay. So, is the word bad? Nowadays, yes. Back then, no, it had a different meaning. So the meaning of certain phrases and words are changing, but the actual action, the results are not. The politician is still taking money from a foreign source. He's making more money because he made a decision and he's not doing his job properly. His job is to think of the people of America, but instead he's taking money and doing the best interest for that company. That's the same problem we had before, just with different words. We haven't changed anything. It's still one of our politicians making money by taking money from a company and then pushing the interest of that company. Meanwhile, the hundreds of thousands of voters that voted them into office, we get fucked in the ass once again because they changed the language. It's not taking a bribe anymore. It's being a savvy stock market trader, and you have an insider little knowledge, but you can't help that. And on top of this, you just have a lobbyer on your side. But the results are the same, the actions are the same. You gain money because you push the interest of somebody else that is not the gathered people who voted you in. It's no different. It's just we change the words and we change the process which people commit the crime. Instead of them trying to give the money outright or buying the person a house, now they're just hiding it through a market or calling it a lobby. It's the same action. If the politicians don't push the interest of this company, then the money stops. They don't gain money. There's no incentive for these politicians to do their job for the people, but there is every incentive to try to push the interest of their own company that's paying them and giving them extra money. Most of our politicians make most of their money through the stock market, pushing laws that allow them to make more money. You can look at this by all the publicly traded stocks that our politicians have. That's public information. If you want to know how your politicians are really voting and how your politicians are really making their money, that is public information, and you should know that. If you don't know that, then you really don't know how to vote properly yet. You should know the truth.